Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how to use a property binding in WPF. So I'll create application. So this is my empty application. Now in this we can use we can use some labels and uh, so let's say grid.column definitions. So uh, we want to have column definition where width is, let's say, 100, and so we want another column definition, this, okay, and another column definition with 100 width. Then we want to have a grid dot row definitions, and in this we can say row definition, and here we can specify height of 50, and such we want to have multiple rows. Let's say 3 rows, 4 rows sufficient. And then we are going to add some elements into it. So we'll add the label, content is number 1, font size is 25, right? And similarly, we want to have label 2 and label 3, and we will have its column, grid.column is equal to 0 here, and grid.row is 0. Now we want to have row 1, and in here we want to have row 2. So instead of num2, and this is the result. So we are going to have such 3 inputs, and here we are going to add text boxes, text box, text box, text box. Okay, and here also we can say font size is 25. Then grid, column and row. This we can use column 1. Similarly, we want to have 2 more, and 1 and 2, right? So we have 3 labels and 3 text boxes, and as you enter the values, we want to add these 2 numbers and show the result here. So that's what we want to achieve. And for that, what we want to do is add a class, say calculator, and in this class, let's make it public. We will have some properties. So private string num1, property string num1, okay. And here, instead of default getters and setters, we'll use our getters and setters, okay. So in the get, we want to return num1. In the set, we want to say that int dot parse the string value, right? And int dot try parse value, and out int number, right? So this will return a boolean result. So if result, then what we can do is our num1 is equal to value, right? So that's how we update. In the similar fashion, we want to update Control C, Control V. We want to update number 2, number 2, number 2, and number 2, right, like that. And in similar fashion, we want to have a property string result. Okay, so this, when we say get, what we want to return is our result will be num1 int dot parse num1 num1, right, plus int dot parse num2, right, that will be int result, and we want to return result dot to string, right. So that's your get, and setter will be no setter will be setter will be nothing, I guess. It will simply calculate. So setter doesn't do anything. We are not supposed to set it. Okay. So that's cool. Now derive it from I notify property changed, and I'll enter. It says that we need to have this event, right? And we need to have a method public void on notify uh, property, so string s, and we will check if it's there. We'll invoke it with sender is this, and a new property changed event arguments. Inside that will send a string. Okay, so that's the notification, and whenever you set this here on property changed, property changed, we want to call this method basically on notify property. Okay, so on notify property, I'm going to say num1, and this will also change the result, and similarly whenever number 2 changes, we want to say num2 and result. Okay, so this way we are going to update our values, right, and we can use a constructor ctr to initialize num1 is equal to 10 and num2 is equal to 20, that way. And in this we can have yeah, this is the main part, binding. So here we will do our text will be equal to binding path is equal to num1, and the mode will be is equal to 2a, and update source trigger is on property changed, right, and similarly we will have this for this also, and this also, and this will be our num2, and this will be our result. Cool. Now with this, if we run, we can have 10, 20. Something missing. Are we missing something? Yeah, we need to create the instance, right? So here we need to have that calculator, m calculator, calculator, right? And we can assign the memory to calculator, and we can say that oh, this dot data context is equal to m calculator. Okay, this way only it can relate to these values 10, 20, 30. So now if I make 100, it becomes 120. If I make 220, it becomes 320, and so on. All right. So this is good. This is this. Thank you very much.